everyone. We are delighted to welcome you to the second episode of this year's International Knowledge and Experience Sharing Session entitled Productivity Insights Translating Ideas to Practice, organized by the Development Academy of the Philippines Center of Excellence on Public Sector Productivity, or DAP-COE-PSP. This knowledge and an experience sharing session is an initiative of the Academy to provide a platform for organizations and individuals who have undergone capacity building programs under COE PSP to share how their learnings have been translated into productivity initiatives to support and further develop public sector productivity. So today's episode will be highlighting the project entitled Digital-Driven Administrative Reform and Citizen-Centered Governance in Da Nang, Vietnam. My name is Kylie Piliosis from COEPSP, and I will be your host in this afternoon's sharing session. We would also like to wish a good afternoon to all of our participants joining us here today on Zoom. So hello and good afternoon to our friends from the Navota City Government, DSWD, Aurora State College of Technology, Philippine Red Cross Muntinlupa, SSS DAET, RTWPB 12, DPWH Central Office, Iligan City LGU, LGU of Agno, Pangasinan, Department of Health, LGU of Baguio City, West Visayas State University, Iloilo City, LGU Pilar, LGU Itogon, Philippine Veterans Affairs Office, Bureau of Internal Revenue, Davao City, Mindanao State University, General Santos, Plant Quarantine Service, Cebu, and UST Manila, and everyone who are here today in our webinar. So thank you for your time, and we hope you are all safe and well wherever you are right now. Today, we will be learning the strategic transformation to improve public sector productivity through digital government and citizen-centered innovation through the case of Da Nang, Vietnam. Our research speaker for this afternoon is currently the Vice Director of the Institute for Brand and Competitiveness Strategy, or BCSI, in Vietnam. With over 20 years of professional experience across Southeast Asia, and Europe, Mr. Doan is a seasoned management consultant, executive trainer, and strategic advisor. He is also currently pursuing a doctorate in business administration at the Asian Institute of Technology and holds a Master of Applied Commerce from the University of Melbourne, supported by a full Australian government scholarship. Mr. Tuan is also a passionate educator. He frequently lectures on strategy and innovation at institutions such as British University Vietnam, Kaiser University Vietnam, and Vietnam Japan University, and is also widely recognized for his various speaking engagements, including a TEDx talk on innovation. In addition, he was once a participant in one of our capability development programs, the Development of Public Sector Productivity Specialists course, or DPSPS, conducted last year in cooperation with the Asian Productivity Organization. His involvement in this program highlights their commitment to enhancing public sector productivity and developing specialized skills in this area. Today, he's joining us to share insights and experiences on the Da Nang strategic transformation to improve public sector productivity through digital government and citizen-centered innovation. So without any further delays, let us all welcome Mr. Doan Duc Tuan.
Thank you, Kylie. Thank you very much for inviting me, and also thank you, DIP, for giving me the opportunity to involve with Filipino friends again. I remember last year, Q4, November, I spent 2 weeks in Manila, and it was a memorable experience for me. And so it's good to see you all today. Now I'm going to share a story from Vietnam, from my country, Vietnam, regarding the topic that I was participating in Philippines last year. It's about public sector productivity. So let me share my screen. Okay, so today I'm going to share to all of you about a topic, digital-driven administrative reform and citizen-centered governance in Da Nang, Vietnam. So it falls into the topic of e-government actually. By the way, I'm not sure if you heard of Da Nang before, but it's a very big city in Vietnam, famous for tourism and also famous for one special things, e-government. Let me start with the story of Vietnam. This is a cover of Vietnam, the General Secretary, Mr. Tô Lâm, in The Economist just last month. So Vietnam is going through a significant and historical change with a lot of changes, with a lot of administrative restructuring. We reduce the number of provinces from 63 to 34. So simply we slapped out half. And in digitalizing the government system and everything. So now we are at a big change, and the whole country is in a historical transformation. And Da Nang is the story that one of the example of this story. And why Da Nang? Sorry, this slide is in Vietnamese, but you can see Da Nang at the circle, at the red square, where it is about DTI, so Digital Transformation Index of all the provinces, all local governments, provinces, government in Vietnam, and you'll see Da Nang ranked mostly one in many criterias, and the criterias are digital recognition, institution, digital transformation, infrastructure, talent management, and safe government safety, or a lot of things. So Da Nang, in total, Da Nang is a city that ranked first in all cities in Vietnam for digital transformation and e-government for 4 consecutive years. So this is 2023, but 4 consecutive years until now, Da Nang is the number one. So it's a story that we're telling to all of you about how Da Nang has done the digital transformation for e-government factors. Okay, so in our presentation, we will look at the transformation, the overview, the challenges, the solution, the productivity gains and outcome and impact, and some challenges in implementation, and most importantly is the lesson learned with illustrative evidence from Da Nang case. I'm not sure if this is a very successful case for Philippine France reference, but this is a case that seems they are doing well in Vietnam. But uh, since Philippines also digitalizing governance a lot, when I enter Philippines, I was surprised with the way the airport welcomed me. I needed to prepare QR beforehand, and when I went to the airport, the staff just asked me to show the QR code. So I think this is all a good sign, example of digital transformation for e-government, e-governance. So this is a case for Vietnam. I don't say that Vietnam is doing better, but this is for reference only. Yeah. Okay, so Da Nang, you can see here, Da Nang is at the center of Vietnam. Vietnam has the north, the center, and the south. And we have a few big cities, and Hanoi is the north, where I'm living in. Ho Chi Minh is in the south, and Da Nang is at the center. So it has the flavor of the north, and also dynamic of the soul. It is something very, so it becomes like a symbol of fast economic development blended with tradition of Vietnam. So this city is quite unique. They are also people there are also famous for their tourism sectors and also for industrial traditional mixtures. Yeah. So Da Nang, not just famous for its location, but it's famous for its, how can I say, innovation, its e-government transformation, and this is story about how city adopt the technology to better the service quality and better the people standard. Okay, so yeah, maybe some of you see this symbol before, this bridge in Da Nang, where we often see this in tourism site. So it's a central governed city in Vietnam, and by 2025, the city has implemented digital government and administrative reform to reduce corruption, improve service delivery, and strengthen citizen trust. And this case, we focus on the transformation. So we will talk about the QR-based e-service, yeah, like the one I had in Philippines for airport service. One-stop service center, so people there use phone for public service. AI-driven satisfaction feedback, so citizens can raise their voice openly about the service. And very important, this involves the leadership-driven change in Da Nang, and is in line with the Asian productivity e-government public sector framework. So, like everywhere, I think this situation is everywhere. When we started this session, I recognize a video saying in Philippines, we also try to reduce paper, and it's everywhere. In also in Vietnam, Da Nang face a complex web of institution, procedures, behavioral barriers, paper-based, and in the public service performance. So in Vietnam, when we apply for a certificate or apply for any public certification, we have to go to apply physically, face to face. We have to queue, and we have to yeah, to accommodate with some the paper, answer some questions, and look like it's time consuming and very uncomfortable. So it happened everywhere, complex paper-based administrative procedures and also fragmented database. So the old governance body, the new governance body, they control different information of citizen, and when the information is fragmented, it's difficult to manage and also cause some losses. And we have also limited accountability mechanism. So it's about people, it's about how they handle, responsible for the citizen request. Some reply fast, some delay because of bureaucratic behaviors, those things. And sometimes citizens, they cannot raise their voice, and they want to feedback, but their idea, their voice are not listened, and so it becomes underutilized for the contribution. And lastly, what is about the fear of responsibility? So there could be initiative from government sector, from the people, but at the end of the day, they are not say, or they can say, but they have no what they don't have what it takes to implement, and they fear the responsibility to do so. So it is kind of transforming economy like Vietnam and other country in Southeast Asia. I think this situation is quite popular, and that's why e-government government digital transformation come into play to better the situation. So facing these challenges, what Da Nang yes, the solution. You can see on yeah, on the right hand side the photo. So the first one you can see it's a very big dashboard at the integrated operation center of Da Nang, where all the procedures, all the requests of the citizen, all the macro and local uh, indicators are openly and transparently put there. And on down, you can see QR code. You can see the guide for citizens to do, to follow, to personally apply for the process and for the what they need from the government. Yeah. And you can see even the elderly, they are supported with the young people, with the responsible people who know tech and help them to use the QR code. Because it's not just about digitalize and give people code, it's about involvement and helping one another and foster a mutual support spirit to help people, particularly the disabled or the elderly or those who are not so familiar with technology to do. So the solution you can see that is about end-to-end digitalization. So now more than 90%, even 96% of the public service offer e-service. Yeah. So QR code integration. So QR code is a tool, is a vehicle. And in Da Nang, pure QR code not at the local government office, but you can see it on the street, on every corner of the city with the explanation, this QR code is for what purpose. And people with a smartphone can basically directly involved with the local government. And also AI is power citizen feedback. So it's always leverage AI to conduct the feedback from the citizen to recognize the hot uh, issues or the problems that face, or even the customer service staff that have problem. Uh, Very importantly, Da Nang digital transformation, digital platform integrate with the national platform to follow all the standard and integrate in a seamless way. And all of this technology, all of this thing is being done by a leadership commitment. And in a way, you will see that it's not just a one-off effort, but it's happened like for 10 years. So it's a roadmap. There's an implementation roadmap, and it's not by natural by accident that Da Nang became the number one in digital transformation cities in Vietnam. Okay, and particularly it's designed for citizen trust. So it's not designed for making Da Nang become e-city for some political performance, but it's really designed for citizen behavior, citizen trust, and citizen support. Then yeah, this is integrated operation center, and it is well linked and cascade down to the district level, to the commune level, and all integrated at the centers of operations place managed by Da Nang the local government. And I would like to focus on the implementation. Da Nang, we have 2,500 digital community teams. So these digital community teams comprise of the young people, even the student, even the people, high school people, and those who understand, who familiar with the technology. And we have like 14,000 members. And only by this, they can spread the uses. They can guide the other people to use the service. And this platform integrate with personal app. In Vietnam, we have an app called Zalo. So Zalo is just like WhatsApp and Viber, but uniquely exclusive for Vietnamese and in local language. And it uses this platform for communication, for integrating with citizens. Last session we have sharing from Thailand line, right? So Zalo is Vietnam the line, and everybody use Yalo, and this system linked also with Yalo for better and fast communication. We also have cashless street initiative, and Da Nang people I have the smartphone app called Da Nang Smart City, where they actually log on and they can have their customized service. So yeah, so about the gain and outcome and impact, since Da Nang is the number one in e-government digital transformation, the citizen satisfaction reached a very high ratio. You can see here more than 100,000 survey response just last year over hotline and online system, and people are happy. This is real, yeah. And the feedback received over the Smart City Integrated Operations Center, so 97% resolved promptly. The resolve promptly, so promptly is important. You can resolve it, but it take 1 month. It's become another issue, right? It's very responsive. And then the service reduced by 30% in department using the online processing. So even the people who are in charge of the public service feel happier because they reduce their process. And then we have about redundant document requirement eliminated. There's a lot of unnecessary paper reduced. And then that's why Da Nang always for the fourth years in a row ranked top in the national provincial digital transformation, and that is the result. You know why? You will see how they can do that through a video. And now to my question, this is not new. We have local government, we have provinces, local government does it, implements it. But what are the main difference? You will see that, of course, the strategy may not be different, but the execution made a difference. It's about leadership. It's about the commitment of the local government. It's about transparency, and most importantly, it's about the coordination of local government and local people. So local people work in teams, work in self-supporting teams, and they train one another for the technology, and they have motivation to digitalize. Okay, so in the about the challenges, of course, we have the challenges of resistance about the digital capability gap. I haven't used the QR code before, or I'm too old to use the Da Nang smart app, and we have also the facing the system complexity, integrating citizen data with national database, and the inclusive access for the whole community. And uh, it's very easy to issue policy to address all of this, and then produce solution. But while the execution, Da Nang actually they are quite strict and quite disciplined and committed to the execution level with uh, local people, with local team, local supporting team, let's call it community team, to facilitate all of that activities. Now let's see a 6-minute video on the digital transformation of Da Nang. You will see some the behavior where the young people support the elderly for understanding and using the QR code system. And you will see this also the screen of integrated operation center, and you will see a lot of award that Da Nang received to change the atmosphere. So okay, let's watch the video.
Chuyển đổi số bắt đầu diễn ra trong các cơ quan nhà nước, trong các ngành, lĩnh vực, nhưng chưa mang tính toàn diện, rộng rãi và chuẩn hóa. Chính phủ và chính quyền các cấp đã và đang xây dựng chính phủ điện tử, chính quyền điện tử. Một số thành phố đô thị đã bước đầu ban hành đề án, kế hoạch và triển khai xây dựng thành phố thông minh. Thành phố Đà Nẵng là một trong những thành phố dẫn đầu trong công cuộc chuyển đổi số, với việc triển khai áp dụng công nghệ số, dữ liệu số để điều chỉnh thể chế, cấu trúc lại quy trình, đổi mới căn bản, toàn diện hoạt động lãnh đạo, quản lý, điều hành của cơ quan đảng, nhà nước, mặt trận tổ quốc và các tổ chức chính trị xã hội. Phát triển mạnh kinh tế số, tạo nền tảng thúc đẩy phát triển các ngành, lĩnh vực mới. Trong chiến lược phát triển của mình, thành phố Đà Nẵng phấn đấu đến năm 2030 cơ bản hoàn thành xây dựng đô thị thông minh, kết nối đồng bộ với các mạng lưới đô thị thông minh trong nước và khu vực ASEAN. Có thể khẳng định, quá trình thực hiện chuyển đổi số của thành phố Đà Nẵng bước đầu đã đạt được những kết quả nhất định với nhiều giải thưởng danh giá như Giải thưởng chuyển đổi số Việt Nam 2023, 4 năm liên tiếp 2020 đến 2023. Giải thưởng thành phố thông minh duy nhất Việt Nam năm 2023, 4 năm liên tiếp từ năm 2020 đến 2024 và giải thưởng chuyên đề thành phố điều hành, quản lý hạ tầng dịch vụ công thông minh, thành phố quản lý môi trường thông minh, xanh sạch, thành phố hấp dẫn khởi nghiệp đổi mới sáng tạo. 2 lần liên tiếp được Liên hiệp các hội khoa học và kỹ thuật Việt Nam chứng nhận top tổ chức địa phương tiêu biểu thực hiện cách mạng công nghiệp 4.0 và chuyển đổi số. Năm 2024, tiếp tục xác định các nội dung, nhiệm vụ chuyển đổi số trọng tâm cần ưu tiên triển khai. Ủy ban nhân dân thành phố Đà Nẵng, Ban chỉ đạo chuyển đổi số thành phố Đà Nẵng đã xây dựng chương trình hành động và xây dựng 48 mục tiêu chuyển đổi số năm 2024. Trong đó, 20 mục tiêu cho trụ cột chính quyền số, 12 mục tiêu cho trụ cột kinh tế số và 16 mục tiêu cho trụ cột xã hội số. Đà Nẵng đặt mục tiêu 100% doanh nghiệp nhỏ và vừa sử dụng nền tảng số, 70% doanh nghiệp sử dụng hợp đồng điện tử, ký số. Tỷ trọng kinh tế số chiếm 22% GRDP, công nghiệp ICT chiếm tỷ trọng 14% trong GRDP. Đặc biệt cùng với việc Quốc hội biểu quyết thông qua nghị quyết về tổ chức chính thức chính quyền đô thị và thí điểm một số cơ chế chính sách đặc thù phát triển thành phố Đà Nẵng, thành phố Đà Nẵng sẽ chính thức thực hiện chính quyền đô thị từ ngày 1 tháng 1 năm 2025 nhằm đẩy mạnh công tác tuyên truyền, nâng cao nhận thức, trách nhiệm xã hội và tạo sự đồng thuận trong các tầng lớp nhân dân, phát huy vai trò, tính năng động, nhạy bén, sáng tạo và tôn vinh sự nỗ lực của lực lượng báo chí trong tuyên truyền, hưởng ứng chủ đề chuyển đổi số thành phố Đà Nẵng với thông điệp chuyển đổi số của năm 2024 là khơi thông dữ liệu số, thúc đẩy tăng trưởng kinh tế số và bảo đảm an sinh xã hội số, góp phần nâng cao nhận thức trong cộng đồng, vận động, khuyến khích cơ quan đảng, nhà nước, mặt trận tổ quốc, các tổ chức chính trị xã hội, doanh nghiệp và toàn thể nhân dân thành phố chung tay vào việc thực hiện các chính sách, chủ trương của Đảng bộ và chính quyền thành phố trong công cuộc thực hiện chuyển đổi số.
Okay, so just a video highlighting some activities in Da Nang the digital transformation for e-government.
Chuyển đổi số.
Let's move to the lesson learned. So, what can we have for Da Nang as something we can have reference? Here, leadership is key. So maybe Da Nang in Vietnam is famous for the very determined local government commitment. So strong political commitment with top level advocacy. Can they do that? And cultural resistance must be addressed clearly. So we have different resistance from different people, different areas. So have to solve it through a cultural approach, facilitating rather than imposing hardly. And citizen center, not local government center or public official centers to design the solutions. And feedback system are not enough, but focus on the action and institutionalizing the feedback action loop become transparent, and capacity building is continuous. So e-government transformation is not a project. In a while, you will see they have the plan, the roadmap until 2030 to become the smart city, and linked with the local, with the Vietnamese system platform, also with the recent. So an area for improvement. As you can see that for e-government transformation, digital transformation. Not just about technology, it's about people, it's about change management, it's about facilitation of support to make people aware and change their behavior. Yeah. You can see here, so we are at now 2025. But Da Nang in Vietnam is famous for being very active in transformation, and the idea for e-government was established like 1 decade ago, and they aim to be a smart city in 2030. So it's a transformation roadmap with a lot of directive, a lot of regulation, a lot of preparation job so that Da Nang can become digitalized. Yes, so this objective and with vision even to 2045, with Vietnam 100 years anniversary, so Da Nang become ecological and smart city. Yes. Okay. And like we said, has to identify the key area. So smart economy, smart transportation, smart citizen, smart governance, smart environment, and smart living, all combined and integrated. And 3 layers of using technology, use case and area of focus, starting from infrastructure to the database and to the smartness or the application of technology to solve problem. So year on year, the process run. We have some illustrative evidence of how Da Nang can do. So you can see that it's a street in Da Nang, and we can see the QR code on the post. And Da Nang ranked first in the digital transformation index, yeah, among 5 centrally run city in Vietnam. And this is how the digital infrastructure is quite technical, actually. I don't know, I don't want to make it sound complicated, but in Da Nang, particularly, and in Vietnam generally, Wi-Fi is almost free everywhere. So you can have access Wi-Fi wherever you are, almost at zero cost. Call center and coverage of 3G, 4G, and now in Da Nang, Ho Chi Minh, Hanoi, we have even 5G. Yeah, and digital data consolidation. Okay, digital platform or integrated. Yeah, and intelligent operation center. So, and I said there's a big team there watching on various screen all about the process, and they receive alarm and red flag for problem when they happen, and it become transparent for the processing. And this, yeah, IT and water software park planning is all in Da Nang, so it's about technology part integration. Lastly, I would like to talk about the APO alignment. Last year, I was in Philippines for understanding and learning about the e-government, public sector productivity, and I was aware of the citizen satisfaction, public trust, cost-effective need, competitiveness, and quality of life. So I truly reflect these areas in the Da Nang case. And I find that it's to happen in reality. E-government transformation cannot start from the government, but from the citizen. And the citizen design whether the platform, the technology, or the data management, everything, the design and design, and they have the reservoir by numbers, not by the internal thinking. Yeah. And public trust is very important. And Da Nang builds the public trust, and only by having trust from the citizen, they can advance with their behavior change. And cost-effective need, we said earlier that about 100 of procedure reduced. Even the citizen spend less time with administrative procedures, and even the government official, local government official, they have online processing, so they become also more effective. Okay, and we have the 8-step change management in Da Nang case. We also see 8-step of change management by this is a theory by Sean Cotter that we need to change, but we need to follow steps. We cannot change by jumping to what we need to have from the change. So create the urgency, like in Vietnam generally, and in particularly, they only foster the digital transformation. Otherwise, we stay backward. And coalition, form a coalition, second step. Interesting to know that the People Council, People Committee, and Administrative Reform Committee and the local community guide, they have to form a coalition to execute smoothly from top to the bottom. And vision strategy, the step 3 of John Cotter, you can see even Da Nang look at 2045, yeah, and communicate through the vision. So in Da Nang, people receive hard copy, soft copy, and free training of using the QR code, how to install app and how to run the app, and they are clear with the transformation of the city, and follow up with empowering and short-term wins and gain and change and new future. So I can reflect the change management process in reality to the case about Da Nang e-government transformation. Okay, so that is the story of Da Nang e-government digital transformation. I don't say that it's a very successful case for everybody, particularly for Philippines, since I also I respect Philippine transformation too. But this is a case of reference for you, and I hope that it can produce some lesson or some reference for you to better your digital transformation. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Tuan, for the very informative presentation. So, just to summarize some of your points, we have learned today that strong leadership really made the difference, and also clear direction from the top management helped drive the reforms forward. Also, at the same time, putting citizens at the center was also a game changer because making services more transparent and user-friendly helped rebuild public trust. But also, feedback alone wasn't enough. It had to be matched with real, visible action. And finally, it wasn't just about the technology, it's also about investing in people, training civil servants, and building a digital mindset. So looking ahead, there's still room to grow, of course, especially in connecting siloed agencies, improving open data, and making sure that no one is left behind, especially in remote or underserved areas. So we have a couple of questions coming from our how many participants do we have here? Let me check. So we have 394 participants here in our session for today. So we have a couple of questions. So let me ask one question from Miss Rowan Rosel Agustin from the Provincial Treasurer's Office, Quezon Province. Can we have suggestions on how can one agency strengthen the open data policy without compromising our existing Data Privacy Act?
This is this is an important issue, but this is also a technical issue. I think that Da Nang city, they have their digital platform, but it's also linked to the national platform, and they have the standard and procedures to collect the data that follow the standard regulated by the central government, and that's one they can reduce the possibility of using the data in a wrong way, or so I think I just can say that it follows the national standard. You're on mute. Yeah.
Sorry. Also, we should really note that we should also always follow the standard
Mm.
in terms of data privacy acts, our local standards.
Yeah, because the platforms, the technologies themselves, they have their own security standard and procedures. So as long as we follow the procedures and we follow the standard of the technology platform and the national required procedures, it becomes mm, yeah, trustworthy. Yes.
Okay, so there's another question here from Carol de la Cruz. Digital government needs digital citizens. How can e-governance ensure equitable access to digital services, especially to vulnerable population like the elderly, poor, and those residing in rural areas where digital infrastructures are limited?
Yeah. Uh, it's very right and very practical the situation because we have different citizen level, right? So some areas they recognize and they can handle the change effectively. They can, they are familiar with technology without the requirement of the local government. They proactively ask for the e-government procedures to save time and energies. So those areas are not a problem. But besides, we also have the elderly, we also have disabled, and we have those who are not comfortable with technology adoption. That's why the beauty of the Da Nang K is that they have the local community team. So the local community team, as I said, they have about 2,500 a team like that across all the city and suburb area. So the team, the team are formed by those who are familiar with the procedures, those who are familiar with technologies, and those who have the energy and willingness to support people. So, for example, even high school people, even local students, they can do this for voluntarily or social purpose. They can help, and they spread out all the cities and spread out all the remote area to make people aware and train, guide them for the application installation and do some procedures, and they have hotline to support also. So it becomes citizen help citizen, not the government guides the citizen. That's it. Yeah.
So you're saying manpower is important and should be considered when is spreading access
Mm,
to these services.
yeah.
So another question, can you share how Danang ensures data security and privacy in its digital systems while maintaining open access to citizens? I think this is
Again, yeah.
quite related to the first question. So can you share some details regarding how Danang ensures data security and privacy?
Yes, just as I said earlier, it's about the integration of Da Nang system to the national system, about like the national population database. So in Vietnam, each of us have our own ID, and that ID is unique for the rest of our life. And that ID linked to everything you have, license, birth certificate, and your social security. So everything become one number. Yeah. So when the QR system, when the document process are all signed electronically and it all linked with the national system and platform, so it becomes synchro. And I believe behind the scene, the verification process, fingerprint, and those things that would become not easy to break into. Yeah. And it's updated from every now and then. So like after month, we will have the national app updated once again. So I think that the technologies, they have their own way of protecting the customer data. Yeah, sorry, citizen data. Yeah.
Okay, so are you still ready for another question?
Yeah, I'm happy to.
Because
Yeah.
we have couple coming in. So another question says, how long did it take to champion this transformation journey? What are some of the challenges you still encounter until today, and how do you manage to address these challenges?
Mm. The challenges, I believe, it falls into two categories. The categories of change management. So, like in Vietnam, now we are facing with a lot of changes, and they're always resistant. So resistant, like I don't want to change, and I used to go to the office to do a procedure now, and you ask me to do that online with an app, and I'm not comfortable with that. So change management, in, there are two ways. One, the government force citizen to do, right? The other one is that the government uh, form motivate people to change, and motivating by citizen happy citizen, people helping people, realizing the even for us, right? It's when we firstly use the digital solution, uh, we are not totally happy to do so. So when we receive, we try, give it a try, and we become familiar. And so the first thing is about change management, and here the another case is that uh, they 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 change by cascade the change management to the citizen level, and let the citizen have citizen. They don't just enforce and use discipline and tighter policy and regulation, penalties. But it's one thing, but more motivation is more important. The second thing is about the technology. Yeah, because the technology, the now AI and new technology change very often, very often. So to stay updated with that kind of technology change, and how to use technology without being manipulated by technology for the process, is also the challenge that Da Nang and other city are facing, particularly in integration. And I can say earlier about data integration. Now we have a lot of data fragmentation. So even if we have one app, but the app is incomplete for about 1 or 2 years. So some information is there, some information missing, and some is incorrect. And like now we change the province name, we merge the province, which so our personal information is either not there or it's there but it become duplicate or incorrect. So data integration is another challenge that uh, e-government have to face and solve. Yeah.
Okay, so we have one last question because we only have a couple of minutes left. This is from Leo Neil Sabitsana from DSWD, or the Department of Social Welfare and Development. We are interested in understanding how data security is maintained through its operations. We would greatly appreciate it if you could kindly share the key protocols, technologies, or frameworks in place that ensure the protection and integrity of sensitive information are not shared.
Actually, this question I cannot answer now because it's quite technical. But I
Mm.
can ask for the answers to that question, because I can ask for the technical people about what kind of protocol, what kind of process they do, and I can send to DAP for reference. But since I'm also more quite non-technical, so I cannot answer that question directly. Mm.
Okay, so we will take note of that and we will gladly share it
Yeah.
to our participants.
Mm.
Okay, thank you so much, sir, for answering all of the questions very promptly and nicely. So we know that the topic is relatable to many of us, especially here in the Philippines, since we are also starting digitalization and in our country. So I'm sure there are many questions coming over, but we will take some notes and we will share it to you for you to answer
Yes.
if you have time. So I think that is all the time we have for today. We would like to express again our gratitude to you, Sir Tuan, of the Institute for Brand and Competitiveness Strategy Vietnam. Um, how do you say thank you in your language? Is it Xin Kam On?
Xin
Xin
cảm
Kam
ơn.
On?
Yeah.
Xin Kam On? Thank you for sharing your expertise and valuable insights with us. And we are pretty sure our viewers learned a lot from you today. For those with burning questions, we would be happy to relay them to our experts. So to our participants, you can email us at capdev.coepsp@dap.edu.ph and we will ensure your inquiries are addressed. Thank you very much again, and we hope you all have a good day.
Thank you, everybody. Have a good day.
Thank you, Sir Tuan.